I'm on a run in Jamaica that I thought would have beautiful oceanfront views for the entire time. If you were to look on a map, it actually looks like I'm running on the coast. But instead, this is all that I've seen. Just super high walls that are basically protecting the private property from everyone else.
Greetings everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by. And to my day one supporters and subscribers, respect and blessings always. Today's discussion is not about attacking Jamaica. It's not about hating tourism. It's about an honest question that many Jamaicans quietly ask themselves. Why do Jamaica's beaches feel hidden from Jamaicans in Jamaica? Because this island is surrounded by water. We are literally living on the edge of paradise. Yet, many Jamaicans grow up feeling like the best beaches are not for them. That feeling didn't come from nowhere.
Because 99% of oceanfront property in Jamaica has been privatized. This isn't true in every country. In a lot of the countries I've traveled to, it's actually illegal to own the beach. It has to be open to everybody. But in Jamaica, the vast majority of oceanfront land has been bought and basically taken away from the locals so that they can't enjoy it. You might be surprised because I've been walking along this street for at least 40 minutes and I haven't seen the beach once, even though I'm on the coast. And I was talking to some local kids a few nights ago walking down the road, and I asked them if they enjoyed going to the beach every day growing up in this beachside town, and they said they barely ever go because it's a 40-minute walk from their house, even though they technically live on the beach. So I just think this is interesting. It's not something that a lot of people who travel to Jamaica know about. They just go to their resort, they see the beach there, and then they take the airport, head to the airport and head out. But definitely, like, you would never know. Right here is the coastline because they put up this huge wall so that nobody can see it. I think it's unnecessary. I thought I was going to be running along the beach all morning, but instead I still haven't seen the beach once. It's crazy.
Did you guys know that less than 1% of Jamaica's population has access to their beaches in Jamaica? Actually, the number is 0.6% of Jamaica's population, to be exact. And why? Because of colonization. Foreign companies have bought out all the beachfront properties in Jamaica, limiting and preventing access of local indigenous Jamaicans from accessing their beaches, their own beaches. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, the hotels and resorts that are getting built is probably creating jobs and it's creating, tourism, which is creating economic wealth for the country. Actually, 80% of the wealth created from tourism in not just Jamaica, but all of the Caribbean is moved to Western and foreign countries. I guess this is so triggering for me because oftentimes I hear people who will go to countries like Jamaica and go, oh, there were too many people selling me things on the beaches and it was just so annoying. Actually, a lot of those people who are selling you souvenirs and trinkets on the beaches used to be fishermen. They used to be independent. But because of hotels and resorts buying up the beachfront properties, they have to resort to selling you rides on jet skis and selling you souvenirs. When we're talking about Jamaica specifically, it's not just beachfront properties that are being purchased by foreign countries and foreign companies. It's also the fact that Jamaica is the world's leading exporter of bauxite, which is the ore of which aluminum comes from. And foreign companies have been mining Jamaica's land for bauxite. And it has taken a toll on the land and its people. And now that it's depleted the land, they're looking to move to more ecologically friendly areas of Jamaica's island. A country that is dependent on tourism for economic stability is a country that is still enslaved, and Jamaica is one of many countries. I mean, this is happening to Puerto Rico, this is happening in the Philippines, it's happening in Thailand, it's happening in Bali. The global south is for purchase. If you are unable to draw the connection between what is happening in Jamaica to what is happening in Palestine to what is happening in Congo and Sudan, you are asleep at the wheel. Because we are in the middle of a global crisis, and this global crisis is now going to end up at our borders because people cannot survive this. This is unsustainable. It is actually very emotional to watch these videos of people in Jamaica who are the stewards of the land. They're not looking to be these rich capitalists. They're looking to just be in harmony with the land, to take care of the land, to enjoy the land. They're not looking to build resorts and hotels. They're just looking to survive. And these are the people, the stewards of the land, that are being displaced. And that's happening everywhere across the global south. And I am constantly wondering what happens when the stewards of the land are gone. What happens to this planet?
How the hell did Jamaican beaches got private? And how is Jamaica more focused on tourists now than their own people? Blame the JLP party. Once again, I'm going to go around and around and around so you listen. Blame the JLP party. They are focused on private-owned businesses. And you know what? Them don't care who are going to get affected by this because them are earning money in it. Every one of them officials, government officials, you see, them are earning money. PMP, not gonna say they're no difference, but at the end of the day, two politics party are same thing. But at the end of the day, they have obligations to focus more on Jamaican people than businesses that's coming in. So now there's no regulations to all these businesses coming in Jamaica. So what goes.
Let's start with the facts. Under Jamaican law, the sea and the shoreline belong to the people, not hotels, not resorts, not foreign investors. The beach is public, but law on paper and reality on the ground are two very different things. Because while the beach may be public, access to the beach is controlled, and whoever controls access control reality. Most of Jamaica's most beautiful beaches are attached to all-inclusive resorts, luxury villas, gated communities, foreign-owned development. So what happens? The hotel controls the road, the entrance, the parking, the security. So even though the beach itself is public, the path to the beach is not. A Jamaican walking toward that space is often met with, "This is private property. You can't enter here. Guests only," or silence, intimidation, and stares. After a while, people stop pushing back. They stop asking questions. They stop trying. And that's how a public beach becomes hidden without a fence. This is important. You don't need a physical wall to block people. Sometimes a uniform and a confident lie is enough. When a security guard tells a Jamaican, "This is private," most people don't want trouble. They don't want embarrassment. They don't want confrontation. So they turn around. Over time, the message sinks in. This space is not for me. That is not accidental. That is how exclusion works quietly. And now let's talk about tourism. Jamaica's economy depends heavily on tourism. Yes, but the way tourism is structured matters. Tourism in Jamaica is designed for visitors first, not citizens. Advertisements show empty beaches, white sand, no locals and no community. Just the idea that paradise is something you buy, not something you belong to. So beaches become a product, not a public space. And when something becomes a product, access depends on money. Let's be honest. Yes, public beaches exist, but compare them honestly. Many public beaches are poorly maintained, underfunded, lacking bathrooms, lifeguards, or shade. Meanwhile, resort beaches are clean daily, secured, landscaped, carefully protected. So even when access technically exists, the quality gap sends a message. If you want the best, you must pay. That creates a class divide where wealth equals access, poverty equals limitation in your own country. This part makes people uncomfortable, but it must be said. Jamaica's land access problem didn't start yesterday. Historically, the best land was reserved for the elite. The coastline was controlled by power. Ordinary people were pushed inland. That colonial power didn't disappear. It just changed uniforms. Now, instead of plantations, we have resorts. Instead of overseers, we have security. Different language, same power dynamics. Some people say it's not that serious, but it is serious because when people feel excluded from their own land, pride erodes, belonging weakens, and identity suffers. Young Jamaicans grow up believing the best of Jamaica is for foreigners. That is dangerous for any nation. A country cannot thrive when its people feel like guests at home. Another issue is silence. Many Jamaicans know this is wrong, but they fear. They fear being labeled anti-tourism, being called ungrateful, being told tourism pays the bills. So the conversation gets shut down. But questioning access is not anti-tourism. It's pro-citizenship. You can welcome visitors without excluding your people. Jamaica's beaches are not hidden because they don't exist. They are hidden because access is controlled, information is withheld, and exclusion is normalized. That's the truth. This is not just complaining. This is about solutions. Jamaica needs clearly marked public beaches access points, enforcement of public access laws, education so Jamaicans know the rights, investments in public beaches, not just resort ones. Because a Jamaican should never feel afraid to walk to the sea, ever. So I will end with this. The sea does not belong to hotels. The sand does not belong to resorts. The coastline belongs to the people. And a country that forgets that risk of losing more than tourism, it risks losing its soul. If this message resonates with you, like the video. If you have experienced this, share your story in the comments. And if you believe Jamaicans deserve full access to Jamaica, subscribe and support the channel. Respect for watching. Give thanks always. Until next time, stay aware, stay grounded.